2024 has been an eventful year for Ghanaians across various spheres of life. Now, as an election year, it was anticipated that political events would take center stage for much of the year. From sports and governance to business, numerous stories gained international recognition and became topics of local and global conversations. Now, Jude Duncan of ChannelOne TV continues his selection of the most significant moments and events that got Ghanaians talking, mainly from the second half of the year.
In June 2024, the management of Notice Board Ghana Limited announced a significant rebranding, unveiling the channel's new identity as ChannelOne TV, replacing City TV. This strategic decision was aimed at creating a more recognizable and cohesive brand presence in the increasingly competitive media landscape. The rebranding promised an enhanced presence, a fresh perspective, expanded reach, and a commitment to excellence. CEO of MLock, Sedinam Tamaklo, was sentenced to 10 years in prison with hard labor, while former Chief Operating Officer of MLock, Daniel Axim, was also jailed 5 years with hard labor. Both were found guilty on 78 counts, including causing financial loss to the state, stealing, conspiracy to steal, money laundering, and causing loss to public property in violation of public procurement law. The trial began in 2019 with the state presenting 6 witnesses. Sedinam Tamaklo was tried in absentia after absconding during the trial, having obtained court permission to travel abroad for medical treatment. Meanwhile, Daniel Axim testified in person but did not call any witnesses. The Social Security and National Insurance Trust SSNIT terminated the sale of 60% of its stake in 4 hotels. This decision followed agitations and pressure from organized labor, which threatened a nationwide industrial strike on Monday, July 15, 2024, after the National Pensions and Regulatory Authority approved SSNIT's plan to sell its shares in the 4 hotels. Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa further accused some government officials of purchasing state lands through deals that he described as detrimental to the state's interest. In the second half of the year, the NDC staged a nationwide protest to pressure the Electoral Commission into agreeing into a forensic audit of the voters' register ahead of the December 7 polls. The NDC consistently raised concerns about discrepancies in the voters' register, urging the EC to uphold its motto of transparency, fairness, and integrity. Meanwhile, in October 2024, organized labor suspended its planned nationwide strike over government's failure to find lasting solutions to the Galamsey menace. This followed the Ghana Medical Association's earlier withdrawal from the planned protest against the state of illegal mining in the country. The strike was intended to pressure governments to address the demands for a halt to illegal mining activities, particularly in and around river bodies and forest reserves. In September 2024, the Ghana Police Service arrested 42 demonstrators from the Democracy Hub group following clashes at the 37 intersection in Accra on Sunday, 22nd September 2024. The protests were in response to government's perceived failure to effectively address illegal mining. The arrest came after a series of altercations between law enforcement and the protesters who were, according to the police, had gathered unlawfully. In legal matters, the Supreme Court issued a stay of execution in October 2024 on the Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagben's ruling, which had declared seats of 4 members of Parliament vacant on October 17, 2024. The Speaker's ruling had significant implications as it would have led to a major change in parliamentary leadership. The affected MPs at the time were Cynthia Morrison, Member of Parliament for Aguna West, Kojo Asante, Member of Parliament for Suhum, Andrew Amoako Esiama, Member of Parliament for Fomena, and Peter Kwache Aka, Member of Parliament for Amenfi Central. On 1st November 2024, the Supreme Court, in its judgment on the 4 vacated seats, stated that the Speaker's ruling would have caused irreparable harm to the thousands of Ghanaians in the affected constituencies, as well as to the MPs involved. As a result, the Apex Court overturned the Speaker's ruling. In November 2024, a statue was unveiled in Sekondi in the Western region to honor President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for his administration's contributions to the region's development. The monument, situated in the front of the Ifia Kwanta Regional Hospital runabout, was unveiled during the president's recent thank you tour of the region. The statue sparked divided public opinion. While some viewed it as self-serving, many of the president's supporters considered it well-deserved. John Dramani Mahama, the NDC flag bearer in the 2024 election and currently the president-elect, described the statue at the time as shocking. In a lead-up to the 2024 election, the government also commissioned a series of major infrastructural projects, including the new Bank of Ghana headquarters, the Flower Port Interchange, the Obechebi-Lamte Roundabout Interchange, and the Tema Interchange Phase 2 project. The country geared up for the biggest political event of the year, the 2024 elections. However, the build-up to the elections was not without controversy. The NDC had already settled on their flag bearer and parliamentary candidates the year before. The NPP voted for some of their parliamentary candidates in January 2024. The running mates of the two leading candidates were announced earlier in the year. The emergence of Nana Kwame Bediako, popularly known as Cheddar, sparked particular interest in the election, especially among the youth. The breakaway of former Trade Minister Alan Kojo Tremantin to form the Movement of Change also raised the stakes in the election. The election period was also marked by several instances of disagreements between political parties, particularly the NDC and the Electoral Commission. On special voting day, Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Wugon, Lydia Alasan, faced intense public backlash after she was seen distributing food to voters in the queue, leading to accusations of vote buying. The election day itself was relatively calm and peaceful across the country, except for some isolated incidents of violence. In the Ashanti region, 3 deaths were reported, 2 of which occurred in the Offensive North constituency. In the Northern region, a fatal shooting took place at a polling station in Yankpala in the Tolon constituency, where 1 person was killed and another wounded. 4 men were arrested in connection with the incident. The Electoral Commission declared John Mahama, the NDC's presidential candidate, as the winner of the December 7 polls. Mahama secured 6,328,397 votes, representing 56.55%, while the NPP's flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, placed second with 4,657,004 votes, representing 41.61% according to official EC results. The NDC also secured a majority in Parliament, with 4 independent candidates winning seats. On December 8, 2024, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, conceded defeat to John Mahama in the 2024 elections. Speaking at his residence, Dr. Bawumia stated that the Ghanaian people had spoken and he respected their decision. He expressed gratitude to Ghanaians for the opportunity to serve as vice president and presidential candidate. In the aftermath of the December 7 elections, it was erupted at some coalition centers, leading to the EC to put some parliamentary results on hold. According to the EC, these results have been announced by officials who did not follow prescribed rules governing such declarations. A 5-member panel of the Supreme Court annulled the recollated parliamentary election results for the Okaiko Central Constituency, Ablekuma North Constituency, Tema Central Constituency. The panel, chaired by Justice Gabriel Palman, on December 27 overturned the Electoral Commission's recollation and subsequent declarations for the aforementioned constituencies, which had been center of intense legal and political disputes. A 7-member panel of the Supreme Court, led by Justice Lovelace Averill Johnson, unanimously dismissed a petition filed by broadcast journalist and lawyer Richard Delaskai and scholar Dr. Amanda Odoi, challenging the constitutionality of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill. The petitioners sought a declaration that the bill, which had sparked intense legal debate, was null and void. The controversial bill aimed to criminalize activities associated with lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex advocacy. If passed into law, it would impose penalties on individuals promoting or funding LGBTQI related activities, as well as those providing indirect support. In one of the final major activities of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government, several Ghanaians who had excelled in their respective fields over the years were celebrated with national honors on Monday, 30th December 2024. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo presented the awards to recognize their outstanding service, hard work, sacrifices, and contributions to national development. Among the recipients was Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who was honored with the prestigious Order of the Star of Ghana Officer Award, the highest distinction of the year. Mr. Bawumia led a list of government officials and members of parliament recognized at the 2024 National Honors and Awards and the Presidential Honors for Distinguished Service in Accra. On the last day of the year, the Electoral Commission officially announced Faustina Akurugu Elikplim, the National Democratic Congress parliamentary candidate for the Dome-Kwabenya constituency, as the duly elected member of parliament. This declaration followed prolonged disputes between the New Patriotic Party and the NDC over the constituency's election results. In an emergency meeting of the Inter-Party Advisory Committee IPAC on Tuesday, December 31, 2024, the EC chairperson Jean Mensah confirmed the decision, stating that the electoral process in the Dome-Kwabenya constituency had reached its conclusion. In some sporting-related developments, Ghana's Black Stars failed to qualify for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations tournament, which will be staged in Morocco. The team finished last in Group F, winless in 6 games with 3 defeats and 3 draws. In the year under review, the Black Stars played 14 games, winning 2, drawing 6 and losing 6. The team scored a total of 17 goals while conceding 21. By the end of the year, the Black Stars were ranked 77th in the FIFA rankings.